What is good, friends? Listening. Welcome to live reactions for finally the Xbox Game Showcase. Let's go, baby! I'm so fucking excited for this, man. Been waiting. Halo Infinite, potentially Fable. Fuck, I'm thinking we might see Starfield. Come on, Bethesda. Don't leave me blue balls. Come on, baby. I can't wait. I'm so hyped. I barely made it in time to get live reactions on my lunch break. It is time to jump into this for the Xbox Games Showcase. So, without further ado, let's jump into it, man. I'm so ready.
Enjoy it, watch it.
Pump it up with the volume.
Here, the Xbox Games Showcase.
Chat, you're gonna have to let me know.
Games right here on YouTube.
You're gonna have to let me know. Here we go. Let's go, baby. Also, a reminder: this will all go up on our YouTube channel once this is over. So probably by tonight. Expect that. Wait, how do I get that done? I do... No, that doesn't really help me. There we go. Alright, cool. No! My hard cut! Let's get it. I guess I can't do my zoom-ins. Alright, let's get it. Come on, baby. Do you think they open with Halo? Yeah. Ooh. Yes. Yes, UNSC. That's Halo. Let's go. What the fuck? No. No. What? It's definitely Chief's armor? Yeah.
The Mjolnir exosuit is now complete.
Fuck yeah, let's go, baby! Let's get it, chat!
Even though this technology will save humanity in the war to come, I must remind myself, liquid crystal cannot rise on its own. Titanium alloy cannot prevail in the face of extinction.
117, baby.
Armor cannot hope. It all means nothing until you step inside.
Fuck yeah. Oh my god, let's go! I love it, I love it. Live demo like this. Let's fucking go, baby. Oh my god.
Dead already? I must be. I mean, this is a punishment, right?
Picks up right after the Discover Hope. I love it. Not again! I'm pretty sure that's the only thing this guy knows how to say is no.
I'm going to have to make an emergency landing. Hold on, Chief.
Oh my god, this is so fucking dope. I'm just so excited. I'm so hyped. The hype is palpable. Wake up.
No. No. You can't stand this. No, you breathe. No. You don't get to tell me what to do. You don't get to tell me anything. We're... Are you even listening?
I got 3 anti-aircraft cannons.
What?
You'll be safe here.
Oh, I'll be safe. Safe? I haven't been safe since I found you. I found you, remember? You were out there on your own, and you'd still be out there if it wasn't for me. I thought I was going home.
There won't be a home if we don't stop the Banished.
Okay, so confirmation the Banished, even though they were hinting at it.
I know I saw Clone Wars.
Shout out to YouTube having shitty quality right now.
With the working sleep space drive. And when you're done with this war, We'll get away from here. Far away.
Because this isn't me, this is YouTube.
Oh. Let me find.
First, when I
What
get
is
back,
going on?
We can look together.
I figured it'd be a buddy thing whenever they focused heavily on him in Discover Hope. Fuck yes, dude. There it is. Okay, so you have objectives. One thing I already am a fan of, compared to 5, is the stark difference in color contrast. The palette is much more... You are actually able to differentiate objects, which I think 5 suffered from greatly. Look, there's the confirmation that we do have a grappling hook. I'm curious to see how how the engine holds up, like, differentiates from actual gameplay. So it is somewhat open world. Shout out to YouTube for being piss poor right now. I don't know, chat, should we try another one? Whee! Seems like it's holding up now. Stop! Stop! No! But it is very... I still am seeing some... Ooh. I'm seeing some similarities from 5 still, which is fine. Not that the gameplay from 5 wasn't asinine. Ooh. I'm already a huge fan of all of this. Oh, banished. Shoot him in the dick. Oh! Ah. Drop wall. Evolution of the bubble shield. Interesting. There's the grappling hook. So, I was thinking it'd be like Doom Eternal's grappling hook, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. Have we seen running? We saw the burst, but I don't think Chiefs ran yet. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. God, I love these environments, and we're back on a Halo ring, baby. Let's go. Fuck yes, dude. This is what Halo fans were asking for. This stylistic approach to Halo. We're fine with evolution, but it has to keep the heart of the series. And so far, I mean, great, we're a couple minutes in. This is keeping the heart of the series so far, in my opinion. But, big thing too is, little side note. Here, I gotta bump the volume down for a second. Little side note, we're opening with Halo, which I thought we potentially... I was still leaning towards they'd end with Halo. Even though it's... Okay, you know that's coming, yada yada. If you're asking me if I'm designing a show, I'm putting Halo first, personally, like they are, because that's saying, okay, whoa, that was the big marquee thing they were pumping. There's definitely more in this. I gotta stick around the shows. That's my outlook on marketing and promotions with these type of events. I'll be honest, grappling hook looks pretty fucking dope. Come on, YouTube servers, you gotta handle this shit better. Cool. But that keeps me optimistic for even bigger surprises moving forward. But this is so goddamn cool, man. Brutes are back too, on top of the Banished. Love to see it. Love to see it. Elite and Brutes still working together. That's a little, like... Because if we think back on Halo 3, there was a big divide between them. You know? I'm loving this gameplay reveal. So far, it seems more Gears 5 approach to open world than
Lost this war
Banished.
months ago. Your people are broken, scattered, hunted, defeated by me. I wish I could tell you it was difficult, but it wasn't. We are one step ahead, always. The ring is already under our control. Soon, the auditorium as well. The Harbinger and the Banished share the same goal. We fight together to honor the will of Atriarchs. But without challenge, I grew weary, lost, alone. Here you now stand. This is my last fight. A true test of legends. Our story.
I can't wait to watch this in 4K and not stream quality.
Set a fire in your heart, Spartan. Bare your fangs. Fight hard. Die well.
No release date, which I think we were expecting because it's launching with the system. They're not ready to give the release date for the system. A little shorter than I thought. A little shorter than I thought. Wow. So that's it from Halo. I'm happy. Oh,
We hope
little
you
deep
enjoyed
dive?
your first look at Halo Infinite's campaign. I'm incredibly proud of the team at 343, and we're thrilled to share a hint of the epic battles that await you on the next chapter of Master Chief's journey. This is the most ambitious campaign we've ever created at 343. For the first time, players will have the freedom to explore a mysterious new Halo ring that's several times larger than our last two Halo games combined.
Wow.
Halo Infinite has been built from the ground up to take full advantage of Xbox Series X.
I'm not gonna
Bigger
lie.
battles,
I was
epic
skeptical
vistas,
of the grappling
more
hook to see how
complex
it'd work
visual
with a
effects,
slower
displayed
paced
with 10 times the
FPS
processing power
like
per
Halo
pixel
compared to
of Halo
Doom.
5. This will be
But
running
fuck
at
yes,
flawless
dude.
60
I
frames
like
per
it so
second
far.
And will allow us to bring the Halo ring to life in ways that have never been possible before. We look forward to sharing even more about Halo Infinite in the coming months,
God, I love
including
those
the first
colors.
look and multiplayer. And now, please enjoy a glimpse of what others in the Xbox Game Studios family have been working on.
Alright, I guess that's it from Halo.
World premiere.
World premiere, let's get it, baby. Let's get it. What we got? Well, it can't be Hellblade. State of Decay 3? That's a wolf. Okay. Call of the Wild, potentially. I was trying to read what her jacket said. Looked like Lil Y from PewDiePie. Similar creek. Well, you gotta excuse my southwestern Pennsylvania shit. Of course, YouTube acting up again. Microsoft, I'm sure, will love that. But very similar crick to God of War. Ooh. What's he eating it? A horse? A donkey! State of Decay 3. It's gotta be. Oh, it's another deer. Yep, State of Decay 3. Yeah. Hey, it's an hour long. We're 15 minutes in. We saw 2 games. 1 deep dive. Quick in and out on State of Decay 3. Not my cup of tea. I've never really tried it, but
Welcome everyone.
hey,
to the
it is what it
Xbox
is.
Game Showcase.
happy that,
Today,
you know,
we're showing
Undead
games
Labs is
from
putting out
9
another
of
one.
our 15 Xbox game studios, including unveils of 5 new first-party games. What you will see today is how Xbox
Well, we already
game
saw one, so
studios
4.
are harnessing their
4 more.
passions to bring their dreams to life. We believe that how you find and play your games is as important as the device you play them.
I love that baby blue Halo Infinite
Xbox
shirt.
Game Pass is the best way to discover and play.
Hey, that's
and
us.
we want you to be able to experience as many great games as possible.
Zombie Deer is cool, though.
So
Yeah,
Game
Zombie
Pass
Deer is
members,
pretty dope.
You can play every game you see today. From your
I'm not
subscription
against
monthly
State of Decay 3 at all.
These
I've never
games
really
will
played
look
a State of
and play
Decay game.
best on Xbox
I've heard they're
Series
great,
X,
like, for what they
delivering
are.
Unmatched fidelity,
You know,
performance,
so I'm
precision,
open to it, and I'm
immersion.
glad
We've
Undead Labs,
designed the
now
most
that they're under
consistently
Microsoft's
powerful
wing,
next
like, I'm
generation
glad that they have that financial backing that they, hey, we could do another one, and hey, I'm sure they have the money now to expand a little bit to do something else, too. They're not confined to State of Decay 3, too, at the same time. Also, I guess, not just 2.
And they're early in development on the next Forza Motorsport. And Xbox Series
Wow.
X is bringing them closer to their dream
I figured,
of unprecedented realism with ray tracing and native 4K resolution.
like I said, I
all
cannot wait to watch this in
at 60
4K
frames per
and not
second.
stream
The
quality,
trailer
so I
you're
could
about
actually
to
see, you
was
know, how,
captured completely in engine.
at like a 1080p 720 compressed version. I've downloaded it with the intention to play and always removed it when I need storage. Yeah, that's same with me with number 2 at least. I'd like to play it on PC though. That style of game very reminiscent to an extent to a 7 Days to Die type thing. You know, The Forest, stuff like that. It's very akin to PC gaming to me. So I've always wanted to play it on PC, like, so I downloaded it on Game Pass, just have never jumped into it. But I'm same with you. Forza is another franchise that it's like, cool, yeah, like, Forza kills it. It's probably, arguably, it definitely, from what my understanding is, blows Gran Turismo out of the water. Forza Motorsport, no 8, just maybe soft reboot? Oh, here we go. I don't think it's a world premiere, though. Ooh, rare. Well, Sea of Thieves, looks like. Or no, Everwild. I was hoping we'd see something new from Rare, because they are working on another project besides Everwild and Sea of Thieves. They've
Our world.
3 teams, technically, from what I've understood.
We all sense it. But only a few
Yeah, Everwild.
truly feel it.
I'm down with Everwild. I'm excited to play this.
It is found in the smallest moments. In every step of a perilous journey.
You know what it reminds me of? Not just Avatar: The Last Airbender, but also the Disney movie Atlantis. Like that art style,
Bonds we share.
almost. Like some of the characters from Atlantis remind me of like these characters, their art style type of thing.
And in moments of stillness.
Also, Breath of the Wild, obviously, with the cell shaded.
It teaches us to look beyond the expected.
Yeah. Ah, he birthed his young.
To be a light in dark places.
It's me carrying my wiener dog.
To
It's
seek
like, oh.
answers. And to stand watch over.
I'll be
our
honest, I'm still very impressed with that Halo Infinite gameplay. Very impressed. I didn't have high expectations for the grappling hook, but it looks like it's very complimentary. Not a, hey, you're going to need to use this. It's just, hey, it's another thing in your arsenal to
truly
use.
feel it.
Not a big highlighted feature, I guess. Like shoved down your throat. Because to be honest, the grappling hook in Doom Eternal, which is a completely different FPS game, worked very well, but it was I felt very intrusive at times where like, hey, you have to use this. You have to use this to get around. Like, when it worked, it just wasn't amazing, I guess.
Everwild will give
I
to
love
you
so many other
a
things about Doom
magical
Eternal
and
than
untamed
that grappling
natural
hook, but it
world
worked
you
for
to
that
explore
world
and to just
that it's in,
truly
and that's what
lose
worried me
yourself.
about Halo, because it's such a
taste to
slower
be
paced,
eternal.
paced
And
FPS.
Eternal has the gift to sense
I'm on
and
YouTube
feel
servers.
how magic flows through nature, ever living. The
Gotta
team
love it.
here at Rare
I'm sure
is
Jeff
so
Keighley's pissed.
excited
I'm
to
using
be
his
working on something
his
for
stream for it.
Everwild.
I'm sure
And I
he's
hope you're
pissed about
excited
this.
Too. But I just want to take this opportunity to say a massive, massive thank you to everyone who's shown their support and love, and for the incredible, awesome, positive community that's already growing around this game. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You know, one thing I'm really jealous about with British-speaking people and English residents in general,
Whoa.
they get to say the C
just
word.
got hit with
It's
a
like
flood
saying
of
shit
memories.
over here. I wish I could say the C word like that. I would never want to call somebody that, but like in a joking manner, you could use that. It's just like saying shit or poo-poo over there. Or like fuck. You know? It's just something I want to have in my arsenal that I know I wouldn't offend people type of thing, that you just busting balls with
We
something.
all believe that
You know?
what happened that night was self-defense.
Jealous. It's perks. It's one of those unwritten perks
sure.
that you get. Anything from Don't Nod, I'm in.
That they kept us apart.
Like, tell me why I'm so goddamn excited.
It doesn't matter that finding the truth feels impossible.
We're all done with fairy tales.
The only thing that matters is you're my brother. And the only way to move forward is to keep looking back.
We've been
Anything
getting
from
these
Don't Nod,
visions
Dan.
whenever we see or hear something really emotional.
Whoa!
Everything we thought we knew about Marianne just got thrown out the window.
She loved you. She attacked you. We both saw it.
I thought coming here would be closing a chapter of our lives.
Nothing good comes from stirring up old memories.
We have an Irish friend and he throws the C word around like it's nothing. He uses the F word
have a
when
choice about
describing
that.
cigarettes.
There's always
Yes,
a choice, son.
that's another thing, too.
I can't do this.
But would love to use the C word. Just be like, oi, governor, you cheeky. Like, jealous of that. But in terms of August 27th, let's go. I am so excited for that. Don't Nod is one of my favorite studios of all time. Life is Strange is one of my favorite stories in terms of, like, series, I guess, for storytelling. Moon Studios, baby. Ori.
Hey everyone.
Ori,
My name is
baby.
Gennady.
Let's get it.
I'm the
Let's get it.
co-founder and director of technology at Moon Studios. Today we're very excited to tell you that we're working on a very, very special version of Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Need to go back and
specifically for
finish
Xbox
Ori
Series
Will of the
X.
Wisp.
We're now at a
Actually, I need to
time
finish
where we
Blind
can
Forest
reach
as well,
levels of
but
fidelity and
it
frame rates
absolutely
previously
excellent
absolutely
games.
impossible on any console.
I just
An
want to. I
already
need to finish
gorgeous
them.
game like Ori can now run at 120 Hz refresh rate in full 4K HDR in its highest quality, delivering unprecedented game feel with silky
I just
smooth
hope
animation,
people.
super crisp, sharp image, and low input latency, which is just so important.
I just hope people
for the
know
tight and
going
precise
into
platform
this
feel.
next generation that you need to have
We can
the
also
technology
boost the
available
immersion in
in terms of your
different spaces in our
monitor
world
to
by
support
using
that.
premium audio tech
I think
that
that's
we
where,
previously just could not simulate
because
in
like a
real
lot of
time.
TVs don't
And with
support.
all of this crazy
A
hardware
lot of
power,
TVs
we can
don't
give our
support
players
more than
more
60 hertz per
options
second,
with
or
how they
60
want to
hertz
play our
refresh rate.
game. We can't
So,
wait
like,
for all of you
you're going to have to play on a
experience this
monitor,
very
but then
special
again,
version of Ori
to get those
coming to
refresh
Xbox
rates
Series
outside of
X with
HDMI
smart delivery
3.0,
later
which
this year.
isn't available, and correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but it's not available on 90% of TVs, nor is it going to be supported. Like, you will need to, like, DisplayPort's the only way to really get that. I don't know. You get what I'm saying. Ooh, Outer Worlds. So I showed up 5 minutes late and missed the Halo gameplay. Yes, you did. It was right at the top of the show, which I figured it probably would be.
Marvel by the Gorgon asteroid. A sordid stopover, full of salacious secrets. And
Must be expansion. I need to go back and finish Outer Worlds.
You are looking right on today. With the right pace,
they wanted us
Title
to
I never
develop a
finished.
miracle drug.
can put you on the wrong side of a gun. Or sword.
I mean, I dug it, but it was very...
This thing.
Gameplay got a little repetitive after a while. I wanted a little bit more from the RPG, like RPG roots of Obsidian.
Intrigue.
A word of advice before you go, Captain?
Love the writing, though.
Trust no one.
The dialogue is pure Obsidian dialogue, which is fantastic.
What will
Come on,
you
YouTube.
find on Gorgon?
Herald of Gorgon DLC. September 9th. I would imagine that's coming to PS4 and PC as well. I got really burned out after it about 15 to 20 hours in. I got about 10 hours in, I want to say. 12 maybe. Something like that. And I kind of felt the same way. I love the writing, though. I really hope this isn't Obsidian's representation. Oh.
But if you're ready for the small,
I'm hoping this isn't Obsidian's only representation here. I really am hoping.
From Obsidian Entertainment, the makers of games that are nothing like this one.
Yeah, I'm curious as to why Obsidian chose this project, like, to invest in, reach out, like, go out from their comfort zone.
Feed your friend to the spiders. And go
Like,
solo.
having such, like, deep RPG roots, going with a co-op multiplayer survival game. Like, that's... Alright, YouTube servers, come on now. Oh, Battletoads reference. Haha! They're going for that Sony continuity across their games. Oh, wow. It's on game preview now. I don't know if that... I would hope that means the full version?
We're dedicated to pushing narrative and role-playing games. It's something we do every day when we come to the office, and we can't wait for you to play our next great adventure, Peril on Gorgon. It's the first of 2 planned story expansion packs for the Outer Worlds that we're putting together with our friends from the Private Division. Now, it's also important that we continue to evolve how we tell stories in games, and Grounded is the perfect example of that. The team has been working for the last 2 years on how to tell an Obsidian story within a survival game. Now, what's great is that you're going to be able to play the game on July 20th.
I always forget that they worked on Pillars of Eternity.
And on Steam Early Access. We want to hear from you, and we want to continue to build Grounded together. Oh yeah, if you've been wondering, we have working on that next RPG. Check this out.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
We have always known war.
I'm getting chills, man. I love Obsidian so fucking much, man. And this is Obsidian. This style of game already is Obsidian.
Forged our empire. Turned heroes into queens and kings. And decimated our foes.
Correct.
Now our oaths are lost.
Ooh.
Forsaken.
I hope it's not another Pillars of Eternity game. Personally, I want something, just want something different. Yes, first person. Fuck yes. No offense to Pillars of Eternity, I've always wanted to play it. But I want something unique to Xbox.
Is an oath worth the weight of a crown?
Avowed. Alright. I'm all in, baby. I'm already all in. If it's Obsidian, there's like a 75% chance I'm in on it. And a high fantasy-esque role-playing game,
Avowed
you got
is
my
an expansive
attention.
first-person RPG set in the fantasy world of Eora.
Matt Booty?
When Obsidian Entertainment joined Xbox Game Studios, they told us that this epic game is the one they want to make. As creators of critically acclaimed RPGs,
That's another one I'm
this is
excited to watch in
Obsidian
4K.
at their best, and it is being built from the ground up to take full advantage of the power of Xbox Series X.
You love
At
to see
Xbox
it, man.
Game Studios, we also work with independent developers, always with the goal of empowering them to bring their ideas to life. I'm excited to announce our work with Interior Night, a new studio led by some of the most talented storytellers in our industry. Let's meet Caroline Marshall, studio head of Interior Night.
All right, so that's 2 world premieres that we have. I would imagine State of Decay 3 is part of that.
Bonjour, I'm Caroline from
5
Interior Night.
world premieres they said.
Our team
So
is really
we got 3 more
passionate
left.
about
That's my
storytelling,
guess, at
because
least.
when you play
We're
a
half hour
story,
in, halfway through.
you step into the character's shoes. You get to experience their fears, their hopes, their conflicts firsthand. And in the process, you learn more about yourself. And this is quite powerful. Our
See.
first game spans 30 years in the American Southwest. It's a story about family, resilience, and sacrifice. But most of all, it's about how you will shape the fate of real, flawed people trying to find their way in a world they don't fit in. I hope you enjoyed the trailer.
World premiere.
Another world premiere, so this is 3 out of the 5. At least I'm guessing. A newly partnered title.
Smile and fade. I haven't seen you much of late. I need you now. Cannot wait. Gonna look, you're not around.
We were on our way to start a new life that summer. For our family, it was just a stopover.
For mine, it was the end of the road.
On the ground, now!
The sun went down on all of us that day.
I'm glad projects like this are getting front and center exposure with Xbox. Like being built within the Xbox Game Studio. Like, you know,
buried in
as
the
just like Halo, it's getting built up there. Maybe not as high, but you get what I mean. That's what's nice about, I guess, working from behind right now as Microsoft compared to Sony, where they're able to give these titles like this from smaller developers and are more unique projects, bigger, you know, spotlights. So
I got your letters.
as dusk falls, hey, I'm all for interactive, like interactive adventure games. Yeah, Ninja Theory, let's go, baby. Let me see that Hellblade 2, baby.
Hellblade 2, which we announced at the Game Awards back in December. An incredible 3.5 million players have now experienced Senua's story in Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. We're excited to start giving you an insight into what comes next for our Celtic warrior.
Hell
An
yeah.
experience that we'll be building in Unreal Engine 5 for Xbox Series X and
Fuck
PC.
yeah.
I'm happy to reveal today that Senua's saga will be set in the beautiful country of Iceland.
Okay. Okay. I was hoping maybe, like, I'm excited to announce it's coming.
You can find out more about our location scouting and
Yeah.
how we've discovered
Trailer for
the history
Hellblade
of
2
our
was
setting
awesome.
in a
Yeah, hell
brand
yes
new
it was.
behind-the-scenes development diary, which
Absolutely
you can
it
view
was.
straight after the show on the Ninja Theory YouTube channel.
I mean, the photogrammetry textures that they used in that trailer are fucking just asinine. Like how good they
It's
are.
been so touching to see the impact that Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice has had on so many players, and we're incredibly thankful to all of the fans that have been
Let's
part
see
of
another,
Senua's
baby.
story so
Let's see
far.
another trailer.
And we're excited for you to be part of our development journey from here on out.
Let's go. Yeah, baby. You made a Hellblade 2. Oh, never mind. You fucking thought, mate. See, this is where I wish I could have got my zooms working. I would have been like, huh. Ah, Double Fine. Alright. Let's see it. Yay!
What? Peter? Peter, he's been sitting there the whole time? Hey, who wrote the
Tim
song?
Schafer, my man.
Peter. Oh, Peter. Fantastic work. Love the song. Very much. It's going to be fun to sing it. Now it's time to rock. Shall we start rocking?
Jack Black, School of Rock.
Probably been a long time since you've had a visitor. I hope you don't mind pop-ins.
Psychonauts 2 is going to be that Game Pass game that makes me super excited for the service, because I don't know if I'd play that right away. Like, it'd be one of those that, like, I love action platformers and things like that, like Psychonauts, but I don't know if I'd go out of my way to put it at the head of my list of, oh, I want to play it. But having it on Game Pass day one, I'm gonna jump in and at least give it a rock, you know?
At the bottom of a lake,
Jack Black.
a frozen feeling. When my friends pulled me back up, I started
So far, you know, being halfway through the event now, I'm not gonna give like a rating or anything yet, but you would have to have a feeling that at least we're gonna get one more surprise. I think if we're looking at it now, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they'll end, since they didn't start the show with it, and they started the show with Halo instead. I think they end with Fable. I think. Not, who knows, but... Man, come here! This is definitely a game that if you're into drugs, you probably want to take it when playing. Not that we condone that.
We can't wait for you to experience
the Game Pass goat right here.
Built by Xbox Game Studios, and there is just so much more for you to play on Xbox. We are partnering with thousands of creators, from the largest publishers to the smallest independent developers, to bring you the broadest variety of games ever.
Hell yes.
There's one developer in particular that is close to us, not just geographically, but in history too. I'm thrilled to announce that this fall, our friends at Bungie will bring Destiny 2 to Xbox Series X.
We already knew that.
Xbox Game Pass.
Ooh.
If you are one of more than 10 million
all
Game
current
Pass
expansions.
You also get access to all current Destiny 2 expansions.
That's
starting
big.
This September.
That is huge.
For Game Pass Ultimate members, Destiny 2 will also be playable on mobile from the cloud.
With
Later
xCloud.
this year, Bungie will also release a new version of Destiny 2 that is optimized for Xbox Series X.
That's big though,
4K
getting all the
resolution
expansions.
running at 60
Because I
frames
mean the
per
game's
second.
free to play, so it's
Here's
like, okay,
an
yeah,
all-new
it's
look at Bungie's Destiny 2 Beyond Light.
like, okay, yeah, the new free-to-play version of Destiny, anybody can get it now. Anybody can get in the door. But having all expansions, if you're a Game Pass member, that's huge.
It's time to step beyond
Because, like, what was it, last month or a month before? No, it was last month. I bought the expansion update because I got into Destiny for a little bit. I bought the upgrade version that got me all the, it got me Forsaken, it got me, what was the newest one? I can't remember. Shadowkeep. That's it. Got me all of those. So, like, I was all in on it for $30 or whatever, but, that's dope to know that, okay, if I have a Game Pass membership, I can get in and I don't have to worry about buying Beyond Light. At least that's what my guess is, if I want to keep playing. So, that's dope. That is crazy. Especially, too, you got to think, for the whole generation, Bungie had that exclusive marketing partnership that, you know, gated a little bit of their content on PlayStation. So this is a big move. This is kind of like, not completely like, oh, you know, mending a wound with, you know, when Bungie left Microsoft, but, you know, it's definitely a nice little change. That's awesome. That's just such a good consumer-friendly thing to do.
Unexpected innovations and fresh voices that demand to be
That's
heard
just dope, man.
that we can't
So
wait
dope.
for you to discover. All of the games you're about to see are being built to launch exclusively on Xbox consoles. Thanks and enjoy.
Thank you.
World premiere.
Let's get it. So we only have one after that, so... Contra launch exclusive, baby! This is why we here. This is why we here. Game world. It is Chernobyl, friend. I always wanted a Chernobyl adaptation. Real talk, how fucked up is Chernobyl? Like, that whole situation. HBO documented, HBO limited series, granted. Well, a dramatization. All that shit is still wild to think of. We live in a fucked up world, man. We live in a fucked up world. Not the screw. That will screw us. Whoa. Now, it did say world premiere, and it also did say Contra launch exclusive, but it didn't say Xbox Game Studios. So this may be kind of one of those second-party titles. Almost like a Spider-Man thing, how Marvel Spider-Man, before Insomniac was bought, obviously. You know, it's a console exclusive. Stalker 2? What? What? Stalker 2? They brought Stalker back? Alright, here's our last one, man. Supposedly. Well, it can't be Fable, then. It can't be Fable. If it's a console launch exclusive? I don't know, man. So maybe it didn't include State of Decay. So maybe there's one more after this. Because this clearly isn't Fable. Unless they went in a drastically different fucking direction. Stalker, man. I can't believe they brought Stalker back. That's wild. Unexpected. Unless I totally missed something at some point.
I've reached a term of prime and begun our investigations. My recon squad has been sent into sub-level 6 of the Hive to determine the full extent of the unrest.
Thematically, this looks dope. Fear? What, are they gonna do a new Fear game now? Oh my. My beehole? Be like that. Warhammer Darktide.
They make it back.
Okay, well, it's a third-party game. 2021. Coming to Game Pass too, so it's
world premiere.
Okay, so obviously I was wrong. It can't be Fable then. It's not. It can't be a launch exclusive. Yeah, it can't be. Life isn't that good. That's a dope Xbox Design Labs controller, though. The baby blue and purple. Tetris Effect. Yeah, it has to be. I don't know. I'm not hip like the kids. I almost said Tetris like a minute before that. I'll be honest. Normally, there's two Tetris games that have actually drove me to play Tetris. Tetris 99 and Tetris Effect. Anytime before that, I'd be like, ah, no, Tetris, just not my thing. Tetris Effect connected. Okay. Optimized single player and all new multiplayer. Coming holiday 2020. Console launch exclusive.
World premiere.
I'm just salivating. It can't be. It can't be Fable. It can't be. Some creators for Steam. Ooh, now you got my attention.
Sure you want to drop here? Hell yeah. Already lacing up my boots back here.
Just give me a SteamWorld Dig 2, the sequel.
What's he got? Another good-for-nothing space rock?
Meh.
Hold on, let me check.
Listen. And if you give me anything from the creators of the SteamWorld franchise,
You're not gonna believe this.
I'm in. Fuck, what's their names? I literally just saw them. Fuck, why can't I remember? Image and Form games. Thank you. Image and Form. Like, literally anything from Image and Form, I'm in. So, kind of like Don't Know. Anything from them, new Life is Strange, new anything. It doesn't have to be Life is Strange, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm in. Full faith. Now, does this look like something I'm going to rush out and buy an Xbox Series X for? No. The gunk. Gunk, baby. Yeah. I thought that was mostly like a Western Pennsylvania thing. Gunk. Console launch exclusive. Another one. Another one. Not a world premiere, though. Bloober Team. New Layers of Fear. Well, no, the Median. Because I think that's... Aren't they working on that? And we just got new screenshots of that and everything, so... Tried to cut myself off, but the voices, they just wouldn't stop calling out to me.
It all starts.
Yeah, it's gotta be the Median. Yep. This is what PPAC was the most hyped on coming out of the third-party gameplay reveal back in May. Bloober's awesome. I think they're one of the more underrated independent developers out there. Like, I really liked Blair Witch for what it was. And I think Layers of Fear really kind of was one of those franchises, especially the first one, pushing the horror genre and psychological thriller in a new fashion. But the Median looks fucking awesome. This looks so goddamn good.
Hello? Anyone there?
And the fact that it's a console launch exclusive is crazy. Dual reality gameplay, 2 worlds rendered simultaneously. That is wild. Now, I'm sure they thought in, when designing the Xbox Series X, this, but my god, they better have a heat solution, a cooling solution, because that thing's gonna be humming if it's fucking pumping rendering 2 various levels at the same time at 4K, 30 plus frame rates. Thing's gonna be humming. Gonna be nice and toasty. It's crazy. We only got 10 minutes left. Sucks. I want more. Meh. The Median, man. I'm so excited for this.
World premiere.
It can't be Fable. I'm gonna keep saying it. It can't be Fable. Sega. Oh, Yakuza. Maybe? No. Oh, Phantasy Star Online 3. Well, no. Because that wouldn't be a world premiere. A new, just straight up new Phantasy Star. Well, there you go. That literally fills that gap that we've been talking about for months of how Xbox is trying to, you know, reinvent itself, not only here, but in the Japanese market. Like, boom, there you go. Unknown threats. I'm vibing to this music. I don't know how to do the Fortnite dance thing, but I'd be doing it if I can. I can do the floss a little bit. I feel like that's the most, like, white dude thing to do of all time now. I'll just do the jazz snaps to it. Bum, 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 bum. True adventure starts now. Whoa! New Genesis Fantasy Star Online 2. Okay. Powered by Windows Azure. Console launch exclusive. Another one. Okay, so this is Crossfire, I would imagine. Dude, if this is the campaign, I think this is the campaign. Yeah, the Remedy's working on for Crossfire X. Okay. P-Pack is probably dragging his eyes through glass at these Xbox exclusives. Yeah. He works till 1:30 because we're recording probably about 3:30, 4 o'clock today. So I can't wait to have him see this after. I'm just glad I was able to get live reactions with my, you know, working from home and being able to take my lunch break right now and do this, you know. It just worked out perfectly. But yeah, Mike working right now, he's going to sit down and watch all of this because I know he's probably going in dark. Dude, I'm going to be honest. This looks miles better than the multiplayer by a million miles. I mean, and Remedy really is one of those studios now at this point can do no wrong when it comes to unique storytelling. This looks like a modern Fast and Furious movie, like Hobbs and Shaw almost, only with probably a much better narrative arc to it and much better writing to it.
Today, you saw 10 world premieres and 22 console launch exclusives. Game Pass members,
all right, you gotta give us another one. It's gotta be Fable.
Xbox Game Studios and all of our partners in the subscription.
Halo looks so good. I'm not gonna lie.
This is just a peek at some of the new titles coming to Xbox Series X, and some of the games you already love and some you have yet to play will also be optimized for Xbox Series X.
Give us that one more thing. Give us that one more thing, baby.
And Sea of Thieves.
Give us that one more.
Next-gen upgrades at no additional cost.
Give us that one more thing, baby.
You can expect a lineup of
Give us
over
Fable.
100 titles for Xbox Series X this holiday season. With Series X and
Come
Game
on.
Pass, Xbox is the place to play.
It's still the best value in
You
gaming.
are at the center of everything we do. Now, you may have noticed we didn't get to visit all of our Xbox Game Studios today. That means we'll have more to share later this year. But until then, here's one more thing.
Let's go, baby! Fable, baby!
World
Come on!
premiere.
Let's go, come on, baby. Let's go! Let's go, baby! Let's go! Let's go!
The world is filled with stories of legendary heroes and treacherous villains.
The worst kept secret in gaming, finally.
Of fantastical creatures and wondrous places where nature and magic live in perfect harmony.
God, the HDR on this is going to look so fucking good.
Not all stories have happy endings.
Yeah.
But yours has yet
Let's
to be
go, baby! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! I told you. Who's been saying it? The worst kept secret in gaming. For like a year now. Fuck yes, baby. Fable's back. I mean, hell, that Playground Games basically tongue-in-cheek all but confirmed it, like, last year. Hype, baby. Rip. And I love that British humor, baby. Still keeping that British humor, what makes Fable Fable. Already. I mean, we saw nothing on it, and I'm already hyped. Hellblade, Medium, and Halo are the only games I care about so far from this. I'm not disagreeing with you. Fable, though? Ooh. Man, they really keep going back to... Well, oh, and then Avowed, too. I really gotta go back and play Ori. Bump-a-da-bump-a-dump-a-dong. I meant to take notes during all of this for the show, but I'm gonna end up watching this a few times. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Wow. Alright, so let's put it on mute for a second. And let's talk a little bit. I mean, granted, we'll go into, you know, everything regarding the show on... Oh, there's Jeff. So, obviously, you know, just right off the top, obviously, Fable being, you know, the traditional Nintendo style, and one more thing, you know. I think we all knew that going in, that Fable was a given to see. While they did say Xbox first-party studios primarily, they did also hint at, which they kind of showed during, I didn't get a chance because I was rushing home from the office, because I had to go and randomly do something this morning at the office instead of working at home. So, you know, I had to run back. I didn't get enough time to really... I wanted to stream a lot of the pre-show that Jeff did. But there were a few third-party titles that did get announced. But there was still originally... Which I think, you know, granted, everything with the pandemic going around in the world and whatnot, obviously a lot of plans change. And even if they, you know, pandemic aside, plans change. But originally, I think third-party titles were mentioned of being like, hey, it's going to be somewhat of a part of this. You're going to see some of this from our third-party partners. I thought we might see Starfield. When Bethesda said, hey, we're not doing an E3 event for this year. We're going to, you know, you're going to hear about our games in different ways. We saw, obviously, Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop be announced as timed PS5 exclusives at the reveal event for them. Cool. Awesome. Bethesda's always had that relationship with Microsoft, dating all the way back to Morrowind, with, you know, being that first big PC-style, old-school pen-and-paper almost RPG experience, in a way. Traditional RPG, hardcore experience with Morrowind, bringing that to console, making that work so well. And since then, really, Bethesda game studios, their in-house developed games, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, yada yada, have had this connection with Xbox. So I thought this might be the place we finally see Starfield reappear 2 years later. So, because that's the next game that is on the docket. So we may hear about that later in the year. Who knows? Because there will be another event. They're saying, hey, we're going to do another event, but, cool. So obviously, though, the biggest thing, Halo Infinite, gameplay reveal. Actually, you know what? While we're talking about this real quick, because I'm going to keep it relatively brief. Let me see if... Okay, cool. So they do have it up, the 8-minute demo. I'll just kind of play it in the background here, which I love. I love how this starts. Really cool. A lot of things I really loved about it. One, movement seems advanced, but it's not... I didn't see any sprinting, which is great. There's no sprint ability. It seems like there is a dash ability, which is okay. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not against that. I'm much more against a full-on sprint ability, because I feel like the generalized and the standard movement speed helped balance what made Halo great, in my opinion. Of it, it just fully leans into the, hey, everybody starts on with the same gun. Power weapons are found around the map. They're not, not given. There's no loadouts. Everybody's starting on the same level, and that's what made classic Halo so great and beloved. One of the things is everybody had the same abilities right at the start, and nobody could say, oh, well, he sprinted around me and did this, or, oh, his sprint reloaded faster. It doesn't matter. Everybody has the same movement speed, even on MLG when they altered, movement speed and whatnot like that. So, but I really, 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 and I'll get deeper into this, obviously, on the show this week when Mike and I record in a little bit when he gets home from work, but really a ton of things to like about this. Obviously, the art style. One of the things I noticed that I threw out there right off the beginning whenever we started going through on this, first thing is the color palette. Absolutely love the color palette comparative to 5, where 5, everything was so glossy, everything was so I don't want to say, like, everything was shiny, everything blended together, so it was so hard on your eyes to actually see what was going on with so many moving pieces on there. Where you look at Infinite now, when Chief steps out here and okay, now he's about to do it. Okay, so when he steps off the Pelican here, look around. Look at the layer and the density of color that's going on, the vibrance, the distinct difference between things, the contrast that you'll see, enemies, going back to having actual grunts, different colors, and actually being able to differentiate an enemy from an environment. We're getting that in this game, period, point blank already. But being back on a Halo ring in general is just fucking fantastic. Like, I want to go back to the roots of this series. I want to see that. Oh, there is sprint. Okay, so I didn't see that. Sprint is still in there. It's a little disappointing, but you know what? At the same time, Halo 5's gameplay wasn't abysmal, and I didn't necessarily dislike it. So, you know what? I'll live. But I think it seems to be more of a Gears 5 approach, which, granted, we only saw 8 minutes of it, and we didn't see a ton of exploration necessarily with it. So I'm curious to see how this all kind of changes, or what it really pans out to be, because it seems more Gears 5 to me in terms of the game having, or the levels being more fleshed out, and they're like not open world, but they encourage exploration. There's nooks and crannies you can get into, like Gears 5 had, compared to its linearity levels like Halo's had in the past. So I'm really curious to see how it is. The grappling hook I was surprisingly cool with, because of the way that it's implemented compared to, while I was saying the grappling hook in Doom Eternal works for what that game is, because you're fast-paced moving, everything's going, like, it bleeds into that world very well. My only thing that I was worried about really with a grappling hook in Halo Infinite is its approach to of how even with Sprint, how slow of a game it is compared to Doom. And okay, is that just copying from Doom because Doom had success in it? Because Doom and Halo Infinite and Halo in general, are completely two vastly different games. A lot of pop-in textures there, I noticed too. But how will that look? How will that work comparatively? Because Halo is such a slower-paced game, even with advanced movement. So, but it seems like it's more of just a complementary piece of your arsenal, compared to the grappling hook in Doom Eternal, which is more of a, hey, like, this is what you have to use this. It's required to use this in this game to progress. Where, so far, who knows? We haven't seen much yet, but, hopefully that isn't the case with this. From what I'm gathering from it, it seems like just another, weapon in your arsenal that you can use, and it's not necessarily required. It's not like, oh, this is how you beat somebody with this. It's just like, oh, you can pull enemies closer and whatnot, which is different from Doom. So, I really like that. I think a lot of the things that they shown, like that. Like, it's not, necessarily required, because it looks like you can get from point A to point B from different ways. So, I'm cautiously optimistic. It's better than what I thought it would be. I also didn't even see that because their YouTube version, or the stream that Jeff Keighley had, was a little wonky. So, then what else? Obviously, Fable. Talked about Fable. One of the worst kept secrets in gaming. I'll go into that a little bit deeper on, this week's show, but, what else? What else did we see? The Medium still looks great. I'm interested to see how having two levels simultaneously going on is going to work, and render how the Xbox One or Xbox Series X will hold up with that, in terms of how you would imagine that's going to be heavy on both the GPU and CPU, so that thing's gonna be cooking. That's, I think, going to be a test of the cooling system in this thing, or in this piece of hardware, and see how that holds up. What else? Stalker 2, kind of random to see that pop out, but it is what it is. Yeah, overall, granted, I'll get into this a little bit deeper. Mike and I will break all of this down. The show this week, shocker, is going to be primarily about this. That's where our discussion is going to go. We probably won't have much of any other news to cover outside of a small few details, maybe through button mash, but, this show is primarily the big thing. Overall, early impressions, I'm very positive. I would, solid 80%, I would say. A lot of things to like. Some things that I'm like, okay, well, clearly they are holding back a little bit, and clearly some studios aren't ready to move on. Oh, Avowed was the other one. I love Obsidian. I love their writing. It was nice to play Outer Worlds and have that sense of dialogue back with an Obsidian game, scratching that New Vegas itch a little bit, but it was more... It didn't live up to the expectations both Adam and I had, I think, for that game, and that may be on us, but at the same time, when you're seeing a game presented in a Fallout style from Obsidian, you can't help yourself at times. So, like Mike was saying in chat, he got burnt out after 15 hours or so. That's kind of where I was, too. I was like, it's a little bit repetitive. Areas aren't as, expansive as I was hoping for. So it's going to be very interesting to see what, now that Obsidian is owned by Microsoft, has that fucking Scrooge McDuck pile of cash from Microsoft, what they're going to do with that, and what Avowed can be. So I'm really excited for that. That's probably, it's Halo was, like, in terms of announcements, clearly Fable up there being, this known Microsoft property. It's all kind of right there, like, Also, too, I did love this Step Inside trailer that set up the gameplay demo. That was really cool. I really am looking forward to watching that in 4K. yeah, you know, Fable, we basically saw nothing, but was really excited just for the fact that it's finally confirmed. We can finally talk about it. We can finally, hopefully, get more out of Playground games with Fable and find out, you know, hopefully get some gameplay within the next year. You know, potentially even at the next Xbox game showcase that they're talking about. They didn't say it was necessarily going to happen, but they said we're going to have more announcements. Not all of our studios were showing off stuff, obviously. We still don't know what the initiative's working on. We still don't know what Rare's other project was, which I was kind of hoping they would touch on, but we at least got to see more of Everwild. That was cool. So, a lot of good things to like about this. Still very high. Like I said, I'm going to decompress a lot of this leading up to today's show. Take some notes and everything like that. Kind of go back and watch some stuff, and I'll have a little more detailed, you know, thoughts on this, obviously. Same with Mike, too. He's got to come home from work and watch all this before we record and everything. I got some work meetings and stuff like that anyways before we record. So, you know, overall, great stuff. You know, for an hour plus and them Microsoft leaning into that message of games, and it goes back to them knowing what they screwed up this past generation. That's what we didn't, you know, Microsoft, when I say we, Microsoft and Microsoft's position, them saying we didn't have any games. We didn't have the exclusives to battle Sony, to battle Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo, nobody will ever really combat them with their legacy, but, you know, Sony, their main direct competitor, we didn't have the, you know, titles to go up against that. We didn't have the properties. We didn't have those. So we need to spend that asinine amount of cash and assets that we have to get that and bring people in and make these titles that make people want to go out and invest in our hardware and our ecosystem. And that starts with Halo Infinite, and we saw a lot of good stuff from that. So I'm excited. Definitely solid event, and you know, I'm excited for the future of Xbox still, and that's great. And Halo Infinite is showing me, you know, definitely Avowed is showing me a reason for sure that I want to buy an Xbox Series X. You know, Halo Infinite being, I'm probably going to play that on PC, just because I want to play first-person shooters on PC, but who knows? I mean, I'm definitely going to get an Xbox Series X still, because it's part of, you know, what I do on the internet. So, but yeah, I think that'll be it for our live reactions. My live reactions, the Game Pass Gamecast live reactions to the Xbox Game Showcase right here on twitch.tv/Travis_. Like I was talking about last night on when we recorded our first episode of every Halo game reviewed or played, ranked, you get the idea. Our new Wednesday Let's Play series. We will be soft launching our Twitch channel. I just didn't get enough time to finish the graphics, if I'm being completely transparent, with work and whatnot. So, still working on that a little bit, but eventually we'll transition to all over that. But for all of our streams for right now, it'll be over on twitch.tv/Travis_, same as Twitter. But as always, I've been your streamer, I guess host, I could say in this time, technically, because this will be on YouTube. I've been your host, Travis White, aka Travelus, on most internet platforms, including twitch.tv/Travelus_. Also, twitter.com @Travelus_. Same as Twitch. So, if you want to catch me, and also on Xbox Live, Travelus, you could tell right below in the, if you're watching this live, but Xbox Live, anything really, you can find me just regular Travelus. All my platforms are the same. I finally have that, unity, really, I guess, except for Twitter and Twitch. I'm getting off track, but you get that. But thank you so much for coming through, and look for our deep dive reactions on the newest episode of the Game Pass Gamecast this Friday. So, tomorrow, really. Well, yeah, tomorrow, because this will go up live today. So, tomorrow, as always, on Friday, every Friday morning on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, and all other major podcast services, you can catch the Game Pass Gamecast. And with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, listening, and being a part of our growing community. Game on, wash your hands, listen to the doctors, Black Lives Matter, everything going on in the world. It was nice to actually get a break from all the shitty things that are going on in the world. Check out some video games today. Chat with all of you lovely fans out there, all of you listeners. And we will see you Friday for the new episode of the Game Pass Gamecast.